Sleep is one of the great pillars of health, right up there with nutrition and exercise. As we move through the years, its importance only grows, shaping the way we feel each day, and even influencing how our bodies fight off illness, manage stress, and maintain mental sharpness. Yet, many seniors fall into certain habits that quietly, sometimes even unknowingly, chip away at the quality of their rest. Let's take a deep, thoughtful look at 5 sleep habits that are especially common among seniors and explore in detail why it's time to ditch them for better health, renewed energy, and greater well-being. First, let's consider the idea of maintaining the exact same sleep schedule every single day. At face value, sticking to a strict bedtime routine can seem like a gold standard for good sleep. Most advice, after all, points in that direction. But as we age, our sleep cycles can shift. Older adults often experience changes in their circadian rhythms, the body's natural clock that tells us when to sleep and when to wake. For some, this clock moves earlier with age, leading to sleepiness in the early evening and waking up before dawn. For others, sleep may become lighter and more fragmented. Adhering rigidly to a sleep schedule that worked in your younger years may end up causing restlessness, frustration, and difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. The key is flexibility, listening to what your body truly needs each night. Adjusting your sleep and wake times with the ebb and flow of your natural sleepy signals, while maintaining a general framework of routine, can bring relief. Rather than fighting your biology, work with it. Notice your patterns over a week or two. Are you sleepy at 9 p.m. but forcing yourself to stay up until 11? Or are you trying to make yourself wait until morning to get out of bed when you'd naturally be ready to greet the day at 5 a.m.? By dropping the ironclad schedule and embracing a gentle rhythm that fits you now, you can transform how you feel both at night and during the day. Next, let's talk about those long daytime naps. Napping is a double-edged sword, especially in our later years. A short, restorative nap, say 20 to 30 minutes, can work wonders, boosting alertness, mood, and even memory. But when naps stretch out for an hour or more, or happen late in the day, they begin to interfere with the pressure that builds up over the day, which is our body's natural drive for sleep. This sleep pressure is essential. It helps us fall asleep quickly and stay asleep through the night. Oversleeping during the day releases that pressure too soon, leaving us tossing and turning in the evening, staring at the ceiling, or waking frequently throughout the night. If you find yourself needing lengthy afternoon naps or drifting off for hours at a time while reading or watching television, it could be a sign that your nighttime sleep isn't restful enough or your routine needs some tweaking. Try keeping your naps short and early, no later than 2 or 3 p.m., to make sure you're tired enough when bedtime rolls around. Pay attention to your energy and mood as you experiment. You might just find that trimming your naps gives you better quality sleep in the hours that matter most. The third habit is a sneaky one: caffeine late in the day. Many people think of caffeine simply as that morning jolt to start the day. But for seniors, even a small cup of coffee or tea in the afternoon can disrupt the body's sleep machinery. Our bodies metabolize caffeine more slowly as we age, which means that what used to be harmless is now sticking around longer and blunting our ability to fall asleep or reach deep, restorative stages of sleep. You may notice your heart beating faster, your mind racing, or just a restless feeling that makes it tough to relax at bedtime. The effects are cumulative, too. That late-day soda, chocolate, or even over-the-counter medications with caffeine can add up. So it's important to take a closer look at what you're consuming after lunch. Gradually shift caffeinated beverages and foods to earlier in the day. Replace that afternoon pick-me-up with a herbal tea or a glass of water. By staying mindful of what you're drinking and eating in the hours before bed, you give your body and brain the best possible chance for deep, satisfying sleep. Let's move on to the fourth habit: excessive screen time before bed. Devices are everywhere. Phones, tablets, televisions, and computers have become an almost constant part of daily life, and it's easy to have them as companions right up until bedtime. The problem lies in the blue light they emit. This type of light, especially when we take it in at night, tells our brains to stay alert, pushing back the release of the sleep hormone melatonin. This not only delays sleep, but also makes it harder for you to get the deep, restorative slumber your brain and body crave. Study after study has shown that exposure to screens in the hour or two before bedtime can result in falling asleep later, sleeping for a shorter duration, and feeling groggy or unrefreshed in the morning. For seniors who may already experience lighter or more fragmented sleep, this effect can be significant. The solution? Create a relaxing, screen-free buffer zone before bed, perhaps an hour, where you swap screens for calming activities. Read a physical book, listen to gentle music, or try some light stretching. These rituals send your body strong signals that it's time to wind down and rest. Finally, there's a fifth habit that often goes unnoticed: ignoring the body's natural signals for sleep. This might look like pushing through sleepiness in the evening to finish just one more show, complete a chore, or engage in conversation, thinking that more time awake means you'll fall asleep faster. Unfortunately, this isn't how it works. When we constantly override our body's signals, we risk teaching ourselves to ignore the cues for rest, making it harder to recognize when we're genuinely tired. Over time, this can lead to insomnia, or a sense that sleep just doesn't come, no matter what time we head to bed. Instead, tune in to what your body is telling you. If you find your eyes growing heavy or you're struggling to follow a conversation, allow yourself to prepare for sleep, even if it's earlier than you had planned. Trust in your body's wisdom and honor the signals it gives. Over time, this practice can retrain your brain to recognize and respond to the cues for sleep, helping you fall asleep more easily and wake up feeling refreshed. Now, of all these habits, perhaps the most critical one to tackle is excessive screen time. Technology is woven so tightly into our lives now that cutting it back, even a little, can feel like a significant shift. But the effects of blue light exposure are particularly profound, especially in older adults. Blue light suppresses melatonin with almost surgical precision, keeping the brain alert and awake for hours after the devices have been put away. If you're finding that your bedtime is drifting later, or you're waking more during the night, consider making this one change. Power down all screens at least an hour before you intend to sleep. Imagine the benefits: falling asleep more quickly, waking less often during the night, feeling more alert and upbeat in the morning. It can be a game changer, not just for sleep, but for mood, focus, and overall vitality. In many ways, cutting screen time in the evening is one of the simplest yet most profound steps you can take toward better sleep. But changing habits isn't always easy, and it helps to have a plan. Start by setting a timer or an alarm as a gentle reminder when it's time to switch off devices. Replace your old pre-bed screen ritual with something soothing, maybe a warm bath, gentle yoga, or even a few minutes of quiet reflection. Resist the urge to check your phone if you wake up in the night. Keep it out of arm's reach or even in another room. These changes, though small, can have outsized benefits for the quality of your rest. Beyond the habits themselves, it's also helpful to consider the environment in which you sleep. Create a bedroom that feels inviting and restful. Invest in comfortable bedding, keep the room cool and dark, and minimize noise as much as possible. Sometimes, small changes to your sleep space can make it easier to let go of old habits and embrace new, healthier routines. As we close this deep dive into sleep habits, remember one thing: quality sleep isn't a luxury reserved for youth or for those with an abundance of free time. It's a necessity, a cornerstone of good health that only becomes more important with age. Poor sleep is linked to a host of issues, from weakened immunity to higher risk for chronic diseases, diminished memory to worsened mood. On the flip side, good sleep strengthens every system in your body, boosting resilience, sharpening your mind, and supporting emotional balance. So as you reflect on your own sleep habits, ask yourself, which of these 5 could be playing a role in your nights? Have you noticed more restlessness, early morning wake-ups, or brain fog during the day? If so, you're not alone, and you're not powerless. By being honest about what's not serving you and open to experimenting with new approaches, you can reclaim the restful, restorative nights you deserve. Start small. Maybe tonight you'll end your screen time a little earlier. Tomorrow, you might swap that late coffee for a cozy mug of herbal tea. Next week, perhaps you'll fine-tune your nap routine or honor your body's sleep signals by welcoming rest at the first sign of fatigue. Each step, no matter how minor it may seem, brings you closer to the kind of good health, energy, and joy that only quality sleep can sustain. Think of sleep as an act of self-care. The world may rush by, but the moments you spend prioritizing your rest are investments in every day still to come. You'll wake up with more motivation, steadier emotions, and a mind that's ready to focus on what matters most, enjoying life, connecting with loved ones, and pursuing the activities you cherish. And remember, you're part of a community. Countless others are struggling with the same challenges and learning right alongside you what it means to care for themselves in a deeper way. Share your experiences, your successes, and even your setbacks, whether with friends, family, or in a supportive group. Each story helps break down the stigma around sleep troubles and opens new doors for connection and understanding. So as you get ready for tonight, think about which sleep habit you'll begin to change. It might not feel easy at first, and that's okay. Give yourself grace, stay curious, and know that every effort counts. Your body will thank you in clearer mornings, brighter moods, and a lasting sense of well-being that starts with a single, positive change. Sleep isn't just a nightly ritual. It's the foundation of everything we do and feel. The time to prioritize it is now, and the power to improve it is entirely in your hands. What about you? What sleep habits have challenged you, or what approaches have brought you the most benefit? Maybe you've discovered a calming bedtime ritual, found a no-nonsense way to curb late-night screen use, or figured out exactly how long your afternoon rest should be. Your insights just might inspire someone else to make a healthy change too. If today's tips resonated with you, consider continuing your journey toward better health. Explore more resources, expand your toolkit, and join the conversation. Improving sleep is a lifelong adventure, full of chances to learn, adapt, and grow. Let's embrace it together, one restful night at a time.